It's Local Music Monday. What up, everybody? Hope you're enjoying your Monday. You can check us out on all Disruption Network social media platforms. And if you're watching on Facebook, please click the share button. Shout out to my sponsors, EJA Moving Services. When you're ready to move and relocate, hit up Eddie and his fine staff at ejamoving.com or 315-335-0516. They'll pretty much move anything. Anything. They'll move a stage. They'll move an elephant. They'll move your grandmother to a nursing home.
They'll move the Reuben James.
They'll move the Reuben James to another venue, whatever they want to do. In fact, they'll roadie for Reuben James this Saturday.
Hell
at
yeah.
Creek. Give them a call today, 315-335-0516. Shout out to Joey's at 307. You guys want a delicious meal this week? Give them a call at 315-864-3527. They're killing it out there. Set up a reservation. They really don't have any room over there, so if you need to set up a reservation, that's what's mandatory. Shout out to Utica Coffee, the best coffee in the world, wakethehellup.com. You can find them online. Give my attorney, Dave Longaretta, a call if you need legal advice today at 315-735-6162. Shout out to Saranac. Also, shout out to Billy the Liquor Guy. I'm rocking the shirt today. You can check out his book, Under Too Long, at Amazon or pretty much wherever you get your books. If you want a great book about guns and drugs and untaxed cigarettes and Al-Qaeda and infiltrating biker gangs, check out Under Too Long. And then also, one more time, big shout out to my boys over at Ballsy, ballwash.com. Use promo code members only and get yourself some nut rub. Justin Smithson uses nut rub on the daily. And Justin, can I give your testimony right now?
Let me just tell you about nut rub, okay? Just want to let you know that every time I step into bed with my wife, nut rub is on my testicles.
Beautiful. Perfect.
Why would they not use that?
Did your wife tell you your testicles smell great? Forest fresh.
I'm waiting a little bit until they cut the promo. No, she's never said that.
She's never said that.
You guys got free samples?
Yeah,
Yes.
No, I don't actually. I gave them all away.
Out?
I gave them all away.
Dom needs that shit.
If anybody needs it, it's Dom.
Especially in a couple hours, man. I'm gonna need something to
I
drop.
know,
He's got to take that salami smell off his groin area. Reuben James in the house with us today, Justin. How about that?
You know, I'm really upset because, Dom keeps taking his sunglasses off. I keep telling him to put them on. It's Jared and I right now. We're trying to be cool. I mean.
Hanging?
Huh?
Come on, no.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Let's do this.
Jared's fresh off of breaking Amish today.
That's right. He finally shaved his beard.
A rum spot.
This is the most people we've ever had on at once. And how do we put the skinny guy over here all the way in the corner?
I know you got to zoom in on that camera. There's way too much empty space.
Yeah, empty space.
Ryan Miller, Dom Ciccone, Jared Pezdek, Jay Schnitt, all in the house. They're playing tonight at the Levitt Amp Series over there in Copernic Park. I finally said that right. I usually call it Kaepernick Park, but it's not named after Copernic.
No, it's
Copernicus.
It's just Copernic.
like Copernicus.
I'm not Polish.
Copernic.
Like
Wow,
Copernicus.
you got the right
Copernic.
people here today.
Yeah, no doubt. Is it Chuchi Copernic?
You know my Chuchi Copernic?
Because you know my Chuchi. I'm like, what the frick is a Chuchi? Jared always teaching us new things, the Polish language, that's for sure. But that goes on tonight. You guys start at 6 o'clock. And who you're opening for? Who is that?
Oh,
Sammy Ray
Sam
and the Friends.
And the Friends.
Yeah.
They do, I don't know. It's like funk and like it's like party stuff.
They have like a horn section, right?
Yeah, I think they had horn.
I have to say, I'm officially upset you guys are only playing an hour. I took the night off tonight.
Yeah.
Just assuming I was going to see like a 2 or 3 hour concert. I get you for an hour, and that's bullshit.
Justin's
have
been
us after.
tailgating all day for you.
I have. I've been tailgating all day. Literally outside of the D right now. I have my trunk open. I had
Is
a
that
case
what
of
that
beer.
was out there?
Yes.
There's no beer left in there.
No.
There's a bunch of drunk kids out there, though.
For sure.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I think we're only playing for an hour because we don't really only have about an hour's worth of music that we can
So wait,
you know?
in all seriousness, so it's all original music tonight, right?
Yes.
That's incredible. I mean, it's been so long since I've heard you guys play even, and since I've heard your original music, so I'm super stoked. As soon as, believe it or not, it wasn't me that heard about this. It was my wife, and she said, "Hey, the Reuben James is getting back together."
Well,
I go,
unlike
"What?"
Showtime, we used to actually bring in the ladies.
True story. Yeah, no.
Are you? Wait, whoa. That's a false statement.
That's false.
That's a very false
You
statement.
remember
It's
you
kinda
used
false.
to book us every month and used to
you
see
know
the
what
lack
the
of people.
demographic-
Yeah, well, you guys said you brought in a
Well,
drinking
now, I mean, we
crowd.
got Ryan Quinn in the band, and now his fans are 26-year-old college
There
guys.
you go.
Yeah,
Well,
and
it's got a
broken down
huge-
showgirls.
Exactly.
For Showtime.
Yeah. But yeah, right. So, but like, I mean, we've had some times together, Showtime and the Reuben James. There's definitely a huge
There's a history there.
history
Yeah.
with that. There's a big overlap. One of the
actually-
only two bands that, or one of the only bands that we've ever had the pleasure and opportunity to share the stage with.
Yeah.
Which when I say pleasure, I mean pleasure because. Literally, I was the only guy in the band that drank, so having you guys was great for me. I'm just saying.
I remember the first time we played with you guys.
I don't.
None of you guys drank.
Yeah.
You were all.
I
like,
did.
No, you didn't.
Bullshit.
You were all like, you can't drink on stage. We
No,
That was them. No,
I remember
please stick up for me.
I remember the story very, very vividly. We were playing at Electric Company. It was the first Reuben time show.
Mm-hmm.
And the owners of Myron's were there. Myron's way out in Rome. We used to play there
yeah.
all the time.
I think that building blew
Those
up.
brothers
It did.
came, those brothers showed up, and they literally bought a tray of Jaeger, and they delivered it to the stage during our joint, our
Session. Yeah, there was
Yeah.
11 guys on stage. yeah.
and
Quite the
we all
gangbang.
did shots, and somebody from Showtime was like, "We never drink on stage," and we're like, "We only drink on stage." like so, but no, I remember the first time Showtime and Reuben James were paired up. It was at the brewery,
Was it?
and
Oh,
yeah,
was
it was
That
at the
a
brewery,
long-
and
I
somebody.
thought it was in Herkimer.
no, that was after the Electric Company.
No.
it?
The first
Yeah.
time that the Reuben James played, and then Showtime played after that was some sort of outdoor event. At
Like an
the brewery.
Oktoberfest type
Fall
thing.
Fest.
Yeah, the Fall
And
Fest.
I think it was Mikey Brindisi that like forgot his amp or broke his amp, and you guys came up to us and were like, "Hey, can we borrow your amp?" And we're like, "No." We're like, "Fuck these guys."
Typical New York Mills assholes.
Fuck are these guys asking us to borrow shit? Fuck them. You guys figure it out. And I've always felt kind of guilty about that, but
As you should.
I knew sooner
As
or
a
later.
drummer, you should feel guilty
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that. You're the only
exactly.
non-musician in the band.
I
mean,
know.
You know, second to Jared, but I mean, come on, you know.
I just hit things. Hopefully within the right tempo.
Was it easy to get back in the groove? Did the muscle memory come back to you guys? Like
Kind
playing
of.
these songs all over again?
Yeah,
Kind of. I mean, it was.
I was
It was a
gonna
little
say
rough
like
at first, I think.
I think Jay and I are probably better musicians than when we stopped. You know, because we've been kind of playing here and there.
Jay hasn't stopped.
Jay hasn't stopped.
No.
He's
Dom
increased.
picked it right back up. Jared's killed a lot of brain cells over
Yeah.
the last decade.
Sure. And cut his finger off.
It's no
apparently.
Cut his finger off in the process. But no, I mean,
Growing back, bro.
it came pretty quick. I mean, we've only we gotten together like 4 or 5 times,
Yeah.
and I don't know.
We-
I feel like it came.
Yeah, we just rehearsed this morning, and we're like, that's about as good as it's going to get right there. So, you know, I mean,
No, I mean, I said that to Jay. Jay stopped by. We played at Lucan's on Saturday, and Jay stopped by for a little bit. I said, I can't imagine what it's been like for you guys, like being away from each other for 11 years. And as far like you guys have all grown up, except for Jared, and
Growing out.
grown out, you know, whatever. Yeah, but like to go back to that music, I mean, you guys have to be better musicians because I mean you're older. Dom, you had to have played drums a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
so-
you still
Played drums, right?
played drums.
so
yeah.
my drum kit was when I moved into my new house 3 years ago.
Sure.
It was packed up in the basement, chilling there.
Yep.
And I said, someday I'll have the urge to do it again, but right now I don't.
Right.
And then COVID hit. And I said, I got to use this time,
Sure.
productively. So I built like a makeshift soundproof room out of moving blankets.
Sick, yeah,
And just
yeah.
like stapled them to the ceiling of my basement. And the fun part was putting the drum kit together. I took it all apart. I cleaned it. I had never replaced. Joe Rossi would shoot me for not
Sure would.
changing the bottom drum heads in 20 years.
Yeah, I believe it.
So I took it apart.
Do those
and-
things even do anything?
Yes.
Oh, they do.
And and the amount of bar
Yes,
dust,
it's
grit,
70s guys.
dirt that came out of the bottom of those drums was absolutely disgusting. So
It was
yeah,
all
I mean,
from the electric company.
all
the dirt was from the electric company,
Mostly
guaranteed.
it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I still have shoes that are sticking to the ground just because of the stage at electric company, and it was all because of the beer that Jared spilled.
I never spilt beer.
Now, can we just talk because I want Jay to talk for a second. I just want to say that I don't know if it was the first time at the EC with the Reuben
Yes.
time or the second time when during
You knew this was coming, right? You knew this was coming.
during the pre-sound check show and most of my set I was drinking UC, and in the back room Jay was partaking in some UCs, and the entire set break we just drank probably 2 or 3 apiece. And they were about ready. You guys were about ready to go on, and so I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do this, cool, So and I still got to play because we're going to do the Reuben time together. You know what I mean? So Jay's playing it. All I can explain is that it was like the old Saturday Night Live when John Belushi was doing he was doing Joe Cocker. And that whole end of the song where he throws himself around in a circle and falls off the stage is exactly what Jay did. He literally twisted himself around with the guitar and fell off the stage. But being the consummate professional that he is, laid on the ground and continued playing.
Yes. Right.
So I just want to say that I don't know if he remembers that, but
Oh yeah,
we
I
talked about it all
definitely
the time.
remember that. Yeah.
It's a legend.
Well,
it really is. It's legendary.
Why don't you tell the end of that story?
The end of it was the next day. I wrote the song "Falling Off the Stage," which we put on
A record.
whatever record.
record,
that was on.
One
I
of
don't
those
remember.
records.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're gonna play that.
At Nail Creek.
I'm just,
today.
I'm super happy that you didn't injure yourself, which is wonderful.
I am too. I mean, I don't remember the fall specifically.
Oh yeah,
I remember that
definitely-
it happened.
You went good. I mean, it was
You
a
know.
good fall. It was a good fall. But I mean, like I said, consummate professional.
Hey,
you continued the song. You finished the set. We did the Reuben time thing together. It was great.
Yeah, we
And
did it.
then we blacked out.
Rockstar personified right there. That's Jay Schnitt.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Z was great in the green room. We had one of those, like, I like to say it was a
It's like a kiddie
55-gallon
pool, right?
drum, but it was
they
like
cut
one of
it
those
in.
like
Yeah.
kitty
Yeah.
things you can carry, like that.
It was a
Filled-
55-gallon drum that was cut. It was a plastic one,
Was
wasn't
it?
it?
Yeah,
it was like
plastic
one of those
thing. But
plastic-
there
It
must have been
wasn't a
like
55-gallon drum.
4 cases of UC in there, and we were asking for more before the set was over. We were asking for more.
I actually
so.
think I have that show on CD in my car.
Get out.
I
it
think that
exists
I think that I have it in my car.
It's probably not as good as you
It's
remember it.
Oh no!
It's actually worse than what you think it is. Yeah.
I thought it sounded incredible.
Your sound man Tom, God rest his soul.
Oh, yeah, man.
What a night that guy had. I mean, we had more people screaming into microphones, more
Oh, yeah.
guitars, more mics than we had ever had on
Yeah.
any show.
Yeah.
And Tom somehow pulled it off.
Tom was great, man.
And of course,
like
the
Tom,
amps keep getting louder and louder
Oh yeah.
as we're going.
Well, the whole thing is, it's like Tom's motto, okay, always was, if you can't hear yourself, everybody else needs to turn down. That was the whole thing. But what happens when you turn yourself down below the drummer? You can't tell the drummer to turn down.
Right.
Although people
this
do,
one.
they get to the show and the drummer sound check and the snare drum, and they're like, "Can you please turn that snare drum down a little bit?" I don't have a volume control. I'm
It's-
sorry. I don't.
It's literally one of the only things, other than 2 a.m. loadouts, the only other thing that I miss from playing regularly is,
Yeah.
can you guys just turn it down a little bit? And it'd be like, this is going to be a fucking nightmare. This whole gig is going to be a nightmare because they're already telling us
Well,
to turn
Tom,
things down.
back on Tom, the thing he used to do, he used to get to the point where like he was below zero, like below unity on the board, and the club owner or whatever would come over and, you guys need to turn down more. He literally would turn down off everything except for the vocals, right? Everything. There would be nothing
All
at
stage
all.
volume.
Coming out of the front end, and then there was one gig where he actually turned everything off, and we were just coming off the monitor, at the time we didn't have in-ears, so like everything was coming off the front end monitor, like to us, and they still said we were too loud, and I'm like, how do you hire a band?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean, like that, like you guys understand that. You guys remember going through that when you
Valley
guys
Brook.
were, yeah. Oh my
The
God.
Valley Brook, that in and of
Kenny.
itself.
I'll tell you right now, what a great sounding room, though. What a great sounding room. Like when you
never
can
heard the
actually
room.
play, and play in that room and be in that room, it was a great sounding room for some reason. It was just, if you didn't get us to turn down, it was
Justin,
just.
do me a favor. Pull your mic up because it hits your dog tags.
Yeah, turn
Yeah.
your mic down.
Or-
Turn your dog
What-
tags
what the hell
down.
you got?
I'm like hooked to my.
There you
got
go.
dog tags.
Thank you, bud. He's got dog tags on.
He's that cool.
Hello.
Yeah,
he's
thank
a
you.
dog.
Much better.
Yeah, it's like I got a snake on it though. I don't
It's his good luck charm, guys. Don't
Whatever.
make fun of him. Anyhow, continue.
Sorry.
Don't be
Anyway,
sorry. You're good.
So you guys remember Valley Brook? You played
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Kenny.
Kenny tried to pay us in Coke once.
Really?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
is it
explain
soda
because
or-
I have
No.
a story too. I have a story
no.
too. So explain.
He's watching right
we
now.
played a show there.
Is he really?
No.
And
probably
after
just getting up.
after the show, he's like, "Listen, I could either give you guys some cash or just give you a bunch of Coke."
there was a few of us that thought about it for a split
Me and Tom
second.
looked at each other.
Like
we were like,
Jared.
And these two are like, take the cash. Fine. All right, we'll take the cash. Fine.
You guys can buy Coke with your. You know?
Yeah, right.
yeah, but it's right there. It's right.
It's right,
Right.
It's right there.
Well, we were playing. You guys remember how I used to do the meat platter, right?
tray.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
meat
meat
tray,
tray,
right?
yeah.
So Kenny's whole thing was, can you guys cut me a deal? I mean, I gave you a meat tray. That was always at the end of the night. I gave you a meat tray. You know what I mean? But
We
anyway,
didn't
so
ask for. No one ever asked for the meat tray.
no one ever asked for it,
Right.
But he would
Well,
always put it out at
I
like 2
may
in the
have.
afternoon and just
It
leave
was
it.
a
So it'd be all
bargaining chip.
sweaty and
That's all
stuff,
it
you
was.
know?
It was a bargaining chip.
It was absolutely,
You know?
but there was one time we played there, and we always smoke cigarettes in the back too. So like, I was there, and like we just got done setting up. Everybody's like hanging out, and I'm out back by myself smoking a cigarette, and Kenny comes back in like a rage, and he's looking. He's like this. He's pulling everything out, looking. I'm like, what's going on? He goes, I can't find my weed, and I go, did you check the stove? And he looks at me like this, eyes bugged out of his head. He goes, how the fuck did you know about that? I go, Kenny, everybody knows you keep your weed in the stove. Like, literally, it's in the oven. It's in the oven.
Jared
He
and
opens
I
it up,
did
of
not
course
know
it's gone.
that.
Oh, yeah, it was in the oven. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
that's
at least an ounce he would keep in the oven. On a cookie sheet. It was just buds laying in the cookie.
Totally blowing up Kenny's spot today. You know
Oh,
that,
yeah.
right?
Are
Oh,
they
yeah.
still open? Are they still rocking?
Yeah, it's still open, yeah.
Really? No
We
kidding.
went there a couple of years. Didn't we go there a couple of years ago for a drink?
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big snow
It was a
plowing
little
place.
strange. It was strange.
Big
Well, he
what?
used to tell.
Big
He used to
snow
tell the
plowing
story.
Like guys who go snow plowing.
Ah,
early,
gotcha. Oh,
they'll
yeah.
go there and
They'll
drink.
go there, and they got all their snow plows on the front truck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
He told us a story once about how, he would scare people into thinking, what's that movie with the small hotel and the crazy-
All of them?
Bates?
I don't know. I mean,
Norman Bates.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Bates
He'd-
Motel,
He'd come up to the front desk and somebody would be checking in, and he would be like, "Just 1 second, mother." And he would like scream for his mom, and I think some people in the know would have been like, "I'm out of here. I'm not staying at this place."
Well, he's got old pictures of his parents,
Yeah.
like up on the wall and shit.
Yeah,
Like
it's- yeah.
Halloween is creepy there. Like,
It is.
like it really
It's
is.
creepy there when it's not Halloween.
True story. Yeah,
story,
I'll go with
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got to give it up to the Valley Brook because back in the
Sure,
80s.
throw him under the bus, but now give it up to him.
No, but the 80s, I mean, early 90s, when you had, Danny Holmes, you had, John Liebing and Mark Macri, all those guys all played there, in the 80s and 90s. And John went before his brother Kim passed away. The two of them were a staple there. You know what I mean? So it was just, it sounds good in there. It just sounds good in there.
Yeah.
It really does.
Well, it is just like playing in someone's living room.
Exactly.
I
A
mean,
lot of bands got their start at that place.
For sure.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah, we
of them.
played a lot there. We did.
We're watching on Facebook right now. Tim Moyer saying Justin drank from the day he was born.
It helps me sing.
It does help you sing.
The cigarettes,
And
too,
he's
right?
also saying
Yeah.
Tom was awesome. You're talking about your sound guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom was great.
Amanda Van Atten sticking up for Jared, saying poor Jared. And it's like, yeah, we don't need to stick up for Jared. Groovy's in the house, and then Ken Barra is saying we
Kenny
have the
B.
meats.
Kenny B.
Kenny
we
B.
have the meats. So if you guys are watching on Facebook right now, if you could do us a favor and click the share button, help spread the word of Reuben James. They are playing this Saturday too at Nail Creek.
Oh.
What time's that guy? What time's that start?
Seven-ish.
Seven-ish. Do you have
We're
enough
old now.
material to play like a
Yeah,
full night?
we do.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
probably play a couple songs 3 or 4 times just to fill the time.
There you go.
Why not?
Just play an 18-minute Genesee Street or.
There you go. And Jay Schnitt's got 40 albums already.
Yeah.
I know,
and he
seriously.
he
I mean,
could
if
go
all,
and
if
do it
all else
himself.
fails, I mean, he could just play and you guys could follow him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Well, I think you guys are going to start with an acoustic set, right?
I think so.
yeah, we'll probably
Yeah.
do a few kind of duo
Yeah.
songs. Get
Fill
back
some
into
Oh,
it.
that's great.
Fill some time, yeah.
I have a wedding, so I can't be there.
We were
It's
debating
unfortunate.
for this set, do you
married
try to
again, huh?
because you're only playing,
married again?
an hour. How many songs you just cram in? Is it like the Grammys, or you just throw the medleys in? And then we just decided we're just gonna play less and just play. And it gets fun to like jam a little bit,
Yeah.
So
How did this
Yeah,
reunion
kinda.
come about? Who's
Michelle Truitt
it was,
texted me.
Yeah, it was all Michelle.
She's just
huh?
like,
She's
hey,
great, by the way. She's great.
She's amazing.
She's just
but
great.
I guess like the thing with Levitt this year is because they were kind of unsure of how the concert, or how the series was going to go. They were keeping everyone in New York, so the whole like kind of idea is like New York originals.
Right.
And so she was like, hey, would you guys put this back together? And we were looking originally, I think, early July. We were like, no,
Thank
August.
God.
August will work. So, but we did. Yeah, that was really it. It was a text, and then I texted these guys, and instantly it was.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, instantly it was
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's be real though. Jared took about 2 weeks to get back, right?
It's just he didn't have his phone. He just didn't have his phone.
Well, really, he was a yes vote. Just
you know he's going to be in.
Nothing else to do. I mean,
Do you have a rider, Jared? Do you have your own personal rider for tonight?
you don't want to see it.
I do. I'd like to know.
you're on it.
You're actually on it. Yeah.
I'm on the rider?
Yeah.
You're a
Wait, do I have to
scruffer.
hug you while you're playing?
Then the contents
That's
that
where
were
it
discussed
starts.
at the
That's
Valley.
where it starts. Oh boy.
Straight to the hug.
Oh boy. I don't
Bring-
think I wore the right outfit for tonight.
You won't need an outfit at all.
He's gonna need a little of that nut butter about half.
Nut rub. That's our sponsor,
Yeah.
Ballsy.
Use promo code members only for
Exactly.
15% discount.
What is
Very
it, like
nice.
a lotion that dries like a powder?
No, listen, nut rub, I'll explain it to you right now, okay? Nut rub is like something you just grab in your hand like this. It's a little tiny thing like this. You pop the top off, right?
Yeah.
And you just work it.
Oh, it's like a balm.
You work it like a balm, right?
a balm.
And then you just
Little dab will do you.
like this.
Do I have to like have a twitch
I do that.
to do it?
I do
guys
that,
just
but I
rub
mean,
it
you don't
around,
have to,
that's
but
it. I mean, Bob, you're a man for chief, right?
The point
You
is,
know,
is that
yeah.
everybody knows that Gold Bond spray is really bad for you. It's got talc, it's got shit that causes cancer, all this stuff. But the nut rub, it's all like natural.
It's just
you
butter.
know,
It's just butter.
Yeah, it's like nut butter.
Keeps everything moving
Keeps
good.
everything moving. You don't chafe. You don't do anything like that. You know.
You're such a
I'm
great
fat,
spokesman.
so I chafe.
Yeah, me, all of us. It's summertime. That's what happens.
But I'm gonna put it out there. I'm really upset with Ballsy right now.
Why?
Because they just sent T-shirts to the D, which is great, wonderful. I'm happy that they sent T-shirts, but
Yep.
I wear a size fat, and I can't believe that they didn't send a size fat. I got XL, large, and that's it.
Yeah,
And
XLs and larges.
Where's
Man, it's
size fat?
It is a rough life as a fat guy.
It is.
You know,
Do you guys remember?
I said this to Miller today. He goes, "Oh, we got T-shirts for the gig tonight." I can fit into a small, and Jared and I are just glaring.
They're running
at him
large.
Yeah.
They're running
You're
large. I
like
felt
a
bad because
small-
these
Wait,
guys
Do you
are
have a size fat in your T-shirt still?
there's one, but you got to fight over it.
2X?
Yeah, there's a 2X.
Yeah, you
but
can-
I think
I got to fight over it.
You can have the 2X. I haven't fit in a 2X since junior year.
yeah.
All right. How much are they?
They're in the cars.
$5.
They're $5.
Yeah,
$5.
times 3.
$5 whole.
We were doing
Get
like a thing because they were like.
And you have
"Let's
like
do-"
smalls and mediums, right?
Yeah, we got a.
So I want my wife to have
so
one
we got
too.
a handful left. So these guys like, let's do T-shirts, and people were commenting on the event like, "You gonna have T-shirts?" I'm like, people want to buy T-shirts from this like 10-year-old
Oh my
local
God,
band, and we sold a bunch of T-shirts.
Dude, your
we
logo-
we did pre-order, and we sold a ton of T-shirts.
Your logo was outstanding, though. It was
Yeah.
like the Headless Horseman.
Headless
Headless
Nixon.
Nixon.
Headless Nixon.
Headless Nixon.
Yeah. Tell the
exactly.
story about how that happened.
Yeah.
I think
Please
it was
do.
Google Image. I think it was just Google Image search, and then I just, I think it was from, I don't know. I think I searched for like Headless Nixon or something like that, and then the image was taken from, and now I'm gonna get busted by the copyright police. There
Nah,
was like,
screw that.
remember like in the 60s or 70s, like there were like kids' toys that were like popsicle like puppets, like they had outfits and you'd match the heads and stuff. Like it was a picture of one of those, and it was like it must have been a Nixon.
Yeah.
And so we just took the head off, and like there it is, you know. So
So cool.
yeah.
I love that logo.
Such
too.
a great logo, though. It really is. You know?
Do we expect future gigs out of you guys other than Nail Creek on Saturday and
Not-
tonight at
Maybe,
Levitt?
maybe in another 10 years.
Maybe 10 years.
Come
every 10 years,
on.
every decade.
I like this kind of like let's play once a year.
Yeah.
And
That's cool. I'm glad
know.
because, like, maybe you guys could play, like, on a Tuesday next
We
time.
were
I
saying
could
though
be able
that
to-
like you know everything felt real good, you know, and we're like we might do like an EP or something, you know, and it's here's the thing, like now we're older and you guys are experiencing like you experience it, I'm sure you experience it. Like when the stakes are zero, like it's awesome.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
I agree.
We're not worried about like, oh man, I hope people come tonight. Oh man, I hope we get a break. Oh man, I hope the record doesn't matter. None of it matters, and so that's a lot more fun now.
No
Yeah.
pressure.
No pressure.
Yeah, and it's a little bit more of an event too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, when you know you play every weekend at the same place, Showtime. You know, I'm
Not
just
the same
kidding. I'm
place.
just
Are you
kidding.
kidding me?
Your network is much bigger than the Reuben James ever
about, like,
was, but
2,000.
you know, I mean.
Oh, all right. Back then.
When
Okay,
we
gotcha.
used to
Okay.
play.
I can't tell you how many times people be like, "Oh, I can't come to your gig tonight, but you guys are playing next weekend. I'll catch you next weekend."
Right.
You know,
That's
now
that's a huge thing to think about in Utica, though. It really is. You know what I mean? If Utica's your base, it really is something to think about because, you know, you play the Celtic Harp on a Thursday and then you play Lucan's the next Thursday. It's like, you know, people have that opportunity to choose.
Yeah.
right.
You don't,
right.
you don't want that, though. You know what I mean? It's almost oversaturation. You know
There's
what I mean?
one of my favorite bands, the Hold Steady. They're like in their late 40s now, maybe early 50s, and that's all they do since like 4 years ago. They do 3 or 4 weekends a year, and it's the same venue every year, and they do as many shows as they sell out. So they do 4 nights in Boston, 4 nights in Brooklyn, 3 days in London,
cool.
and like the West Coast one, and that's it. That's all they do.
That's perfect.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, you know, you get to a point. Like, we all got to a point. I remember the first time we sat down and talked about this gig. You know, I posed the question, like, does anybody remember like what happened? You know, there was no big fight after a gig one night, and there was no bunch of fuck yous and like Reuben James is done.
Right.
It was we played a gig at the electric company, and we were taking a break.
Like someone forgot to book another show.
Yeah, we were. yeah.
And
it's
then Dom was like, "Peace out, I'm out of here."
I don't know whose job it was, but they
But I
forgot
think-
to book a show and
yeah,
just
and
stopped
then-
for 10 years.
and
And
then we stopped.
Jay's like, dude, guys, I got to work on my 35th album.
Yeah.
I
Jay
got to
has
do it.
not
You know.
stopped.
Yeah.
No,
Are you
yeah.
going to speak tonight?
Nah, leave it alone.
You know,
Please do.
they got it. I'm the
Can you
quiet, I'm
speak
the
while I
quiet
go
one.
get everybody a beer?
The quiet one.
Yeah, Spider.
So what are we talking about?
Anything you want, Jay.
Whatever you want.
D, I'll be right back. Anybody need one?
Yeah, I'll take
Yeah,
one.
I'll
take
one.
You know what? I'll take
Pretty
one.
exciting that you guys are back.
You know,
Everybody?
yeah, why not?
Make it around.
Yeah, make it around.
Yeah, this has been surprisingly,
Fun.
I guess. Yeah, a lot more fun than I knew it was going to be fun and a good time and stuff, but how easily it kind of. And I think we all just kind of realized soon on, like when we were choosing the songs, we were just picking kind of the songs that were the most fun to play.
Yeah,
that we were just having.
If we have a greatest hits, we're playing them
This is
tonight. There's 11 songs.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. There's a couple on the bridge, but for the most part, this is about as good as it's going to get right about here.
How many albums you guys do?
Reuben James
As
did
Reuben James.
We
three.
did 3 full, and then we did an EP.
And an EP, yeah.
I mean, that's where it started.
3
It
and
started
3.5.
as an it started as an EP.
Bang.
No, it was the Up
No,
North
it was,
EP.
Up North
Oh,
EP.
that's right. That's
then we
when Jay
did-
lost his vision, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's when Jay lost his vision.
Radio Mystery. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jay
What am
tried.
I missing?
Well, Jay hung out with Jared and Dom. One hit too many. And,
Lost his vision.
The peyote he's talking about.
and sat on an ottoman Indian style with a cup of tea. Remember?
Blind. I can't see.
He's like, I can't see, guys.
I don't
can't
think we
see.
It's just
played
not for me.
any of those tunes. We didn't even play most of those tunes, like when we were doing after we record them. But like they're not bad, If we could dig them out, we might play them again. So we did that. We did Radio Mystery. We did Bang. Which Bang we did like I think we printed like 100 copies on CDR and just like gave them out.
Yeah.
and then
Sure.
that was the end of that.
I recorded the drums to that album in my mother's living room. My mother was
We
away
recorded
for
the
weekend.
record, the whole record
Yeah.
in your mom's living room.
Yeah.
The whole
Wow.
slate.
Oh, that's right.
In like
yeah.
2
Oh, it's
days.
so
Yeah.
cool.
On
Yeah.
ADAT, right?
ADAT.
On
'Cause
ADAT.
Back then, well, we've never done.
Who had an ADAT machine?
Dude.
He had
so
2.
Really?
Here's the thing.
We still got them.
I do. I still have one. So
Was it mini?
No,
Or was it
straight
like full
VHS,
like
man.
VHS
Full
ADAT?
VHS.
Wow.
I would get them on eBay and then pay to fix them up. And so the
Wow.
first record, the Up North EP we did on one ADAT, and we just kept bouncing.
Sure.
And then I got a second ADAT, and then we did Radio Mystery in my parents' basement.
Great album name,
Yeah.
by the way.
And then so that we mixed just mixed on a. We didn't have any effects units. We just went. We had
That
a
album-
reverb guitar pedal and one compressor
Yeah,
for vocal.
I mean,
and that was it.
it's-
Put it out.
Outstanding.
It's basically Radio Mystery, well, the Up North EP, Radio Mystery, and Bang.
Bang.
All unmastered, all dry as dry can be.
Still sounded great though.
And then we did A Room with 2 Gravities, and we're like, maybe we should just step our game up just a tad bit. Maybe get it mixed and mastered like
Oh wait, who was
professionally.
sober that made that decision?
Nobody.
Wasn't me.
But
You can make good decisions drunk.
Okay.
It can, you can
wait,
do
can I-
it.
But see, it was still duct tape and bubble gum because we found.
Yeah.
I think we bought an old
a great
iMac
album name,
G3
too. Duct
from
tape and bubble gum.
maybe eBay.
Album name.
And then like we're middle of the record, and the G. So so the computer was already 10 years old, right?
Sure.
Computer breaks. Can't afford a Macintosh. We've got this old Pro Tools Digi 001. Can't use it on
yeah.
anything, right?
Yep.
The old PCI cards. Bought Lyman Christensen's old Mac G4 that had been out of
Wow.
service. Finished the record on that G4.
Yeah.
Mixed and mastered it. That thing was running. Jay was using that till last year
Last year, I was still making records
Come
on that same thing. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They had
That's
that
outstanding.
Weird,
Finally
they had that weird
upgraded.
keyboard on it, right?
Yeah.
With all the different symbols and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's
the
the
Mac-
that's
yeah,
the keyboard that they have for all the shortcuts.
Yeah.
Pro Tools.
Yeah.
Pro Tools shortcuts.
I mean,
yeah.
I think one thing that we
They're
decided.
like, where's the QWERTY? No.
Yeah, keyboard. I think we decided early on, even before we were the Reuben James, like, let's just kind of figure out how to do this ourselves.
Sure.
And because
You guys were like pioneers of that, though. I mean, because
Absolutely. You're taking the words out of my mouth.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
like
you are.
like you guys were doing home recordings before home recordings was popular.
We had no money.
You know what I mean?
We had no money.
Yeah, but that was the whole thing, though. It was like but you guys were doing it way before everybody else was. Like everybody would
First
do
time-
like everybody would do like so there's like this rich guy that kind of likes us. So can we borrow
Justin
money
had to
from
blow
you?
this guy for us to.
Right. I mean, or
But
Jose,
here's the
whatever.
other thing. We wanted to make. I
But-
think we wanted. Well, I blame Jay more for this, but like we wanted to make
Yeah,
lots of
Dick.
records. Like we didn't want to like go, oh, we're gonna make this record, and 5 years later we're gonna do
Sure.
another. He was writing stuff all the time. I was trying to keep up. And,
Good luck with that.
Yeah, and we were just like, let's just make a lot of records. And
Yeah.
the way that we worked, especially Jay, I think, is that it's so hard to be on the clock
Yeah.
when you're on in the studio. And
For
so
sure.
when we had the room up above Tom's, like you
classic.
could do an electric part for 3 days till you get the right part.
Sure.
Right?
Oh,
And
yeah,
then move
yeah.
on. So that's
Yeah, and you
that
have
was
all the
really
time
fun.
you need.
Totally.
Like there's no like pressure from a record company or anything like that, which is the best part about
Yep.
home recording. But
Yeah, it gives you opportunities to experiment and do stuff
Yes.
you wouldn't necessarily.
which
you
is
know.
what you do now. That's
He
you
makes
could,
the weirdest
you know,
noises.
he finds everything to make
But the
noises.
thing is, you could take as long as you need, which is great. You know what I mean? That's incredible.
The one year
But-
we did Gravities, and I don't know what year it was. I think it was like maybe 2006,
2006, yeah.
So we had this idea. We had all these songs. So we're doing the Reuben James record, and then Jay's like, I think I'm gonna write. I got all these songs too. I think I'm gonna write a solo record. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna write a solo record too. And so we did all of them at the same time, and we released 3 albums the same day.
So
Which was
cool.
a horrible business decision.
I think
What
it
were
was
those?
fucking perfect.
Union Pacific Gospel was the one I put out. You put out 2 a.m. radio. No, what was it called?
Third
That was
Story
like
Window?
three albums after that.
Third
Was
Story
that at
Window.
that time?
Third Story Window, and then Gravities. But the problem is, like, you got all these records on a table at the CD release party. Like,
Yeah.
pick one, guys. No
Yeah,
one's gonna
right,
walk
right.
out of the EC with a bar tab and $30 worth of CD. It's not gonna happen.
I think in all the years of playing, we probably sold 17 CDs in our entire history.
Me too. I got about 2,500 CDs in my basement right now. that I
Yeah,
haven't sold yet.
2,500.
You can't
Yeah, oh, yeah.
overcommit. You
Or
just
no,
can't
not 20.
overcommit.
Sorry. I made 1,000 CDs. I have 750 CDs.
There you go.
Yeah,
Don't look
I
at
mean,
that. Look at you sold 250 CDs.
CDs?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And now
Were
you
they
know,
Showtime records or yours?
No, mine.
It was yours.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, that's garbage.
We have almost 1,000 Showtime.
But see, that's
But-
the thing. Now, anybody wants to listen to Reuben James, like
You go online.
you go on
Well,
Spotify, you go on iTunes, like we're still chilling there.
Are we
There-
still there? I think
Are we on
We
are.
are still on
Spotify.
Spotify,
We have
but
two
I
albums.
put you on the EC playlist.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. We
Yeah,
are
yeah.
there.
But
There is-
see, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, and like it seems like if you guys do an EP, this comes from Jeff Adderman because when I produced Mike Berdisi's record,
Never heard of him.
I know nobody's ever heard him. Anyway, so I did Mike Berdisi in New York Rock, and when I produced that record, he tried so hard to get him to do this new thing that came out. It was just literally like it almost looked like a business card.
We did that.
But it had like a QR code on it,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
And and it went to a website, okay, where your code got you to download the CD or the recording, and you could put anything you wanted on the website. You could put the track listing.
Yep.
You could put who played on it. You could put
Yeah.
you could do a
It was
music
malleable,
video
yeah.
for that. You know what I mean? Like
Well-
like you could do all that stuff, and it cost like 15 cents a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could sell them for $10.
What was-
Because any of you guys have a CD player in your car anymore? Anybody?
I do.
I do. I still
You
do CDs.
I don't.
It's still there. Yeah. I
Somebody
mean, I
gives
don't
me a
use
CD?
it except when I listen to the Reuben Time CD. But when you
God, why do
when
you still listen to
release
that? That's horrible.
poetry and
Postcard.
whatever.
Oh,
bunch of
yeah.
the
I did it as a
Ps,
book.
You did it as a
Oh,
book.
okay.
So
Yeah.
I did. Was it 2
But
years
what a
ago?
genius idea. I mean, like who's going to
didn't
do
ask me to play
1,000
on the
CDs
record,
anymore?
remember?
You know what I mean?
No,
Nobody's
but
going to
see,
do
the thing
1,000
about
CDs.
but you bring up a good point because like one of the things I like about records and I like about CDs is the stuff that comes with it, right?
Right.
And so when I was doing this project a couple of years back, I was like, well, how do you make that? So what I decided to do was I took I I took the original demos, like, because they're voice recordings of me and my phone, like sounding things out.
Right.
The original lyric sheet, all the versions of the song, and I put them all in order.
Perfect,
Where
yeah.
you could buy the album as like iBooks, like you
Sure,
go
yeah.
as a book, and then you can watch the videos, listen to the demos,
awesome, yeah.
listen to the evolution till you get to the final thing.
Sure.
And like I was like, you just make the thing that you want to make.
Like if I ever did another record, I mean, honest to God, I would do like maybe 300 of those card things, right? And then I would do like 50 vinyls.
All you're talking about it's the original NFTs, man. It's all. It's old school NFT.
You and I are going to be talking about that in the future.
Yeah,
I'm going to
man.
have you on when we don't have all these other mouths in
Let's
here.
do
It's
it.
just
Let's
you
do
and me
it.
one on one. We got to talk about that.
What's an NFT?
What's NFT?
Oh, here we go.
Non-fungible token.
Is it that crap you can buy online and you don't even get to hold it in your hand?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's the new way to do it.
Well, I mean, that's my thing. That's my thing. If you get a card, you get to hold that. Not only that, but you get to go on a website and you get to see.
And by the way, that
You
could
still get to
change.
see.
Like it could be updated over time.
Sure,
Exactly.
and it can be updated, and that's my thing. Like, what was the most exciting? You guys were right at the tail end of records, right? Like when you could buy vinyl, right? Like before it became not cool and CDs were cool. You guys, we were all at the tail end of that. And I remember walking into Record Giant. I was still part of that generation that would walk into like Record Giant or Last Unicorn and like pick out a record and put it on the record player and put the headphones on and
You
play it.
sample
Read
it
it.
first, right?
You know, you sample it, and then you like. But when you got home, it was the coolest thing in the world because like CDs couldn't even do it unless they had a book this big.
Yeah.
But you would pull out the insert and you would read everything on it. You could see who played on every single track.
Yeah.
You could see who wrote everything. You could like biographies, thank yous, all this other stuff that was so
I mean,
cool.
and that's
You know
the
what I
thing.
mean?
Like these, studio musicians. There's thousands and thousands. What do they call them? Hired guns.
Hired guns, yeah.
And these guys are contributing to some of the greatest music ever. And you have
Oh, I
no
could
idea
go
who the
on
hell
for
they are.
hours about this. I could go on for
I
hours
know.
about
And
this.
I think that's something that's being missed with the,
How many people didn't get credit?
the cloud,
though, Jay?
Spotify. Yeah,
Yeah, the
How many people
problem
didn't
now
get
is
that
credit
kind
for
of
what they did?
that
Right.
tangible connection you have
Sure.
with music.
Mm-hmm.
There's something to be said about that. you
Yeah.
know?
I got a couple comments over here on social media that I want to get to. Amanda wants to know if there's beer at the show tonight. There's not. No,
There's not. There's
no beer, right?
Tonight is family friendly. So
Is there
there's-
food?
There is food, but there's
think there's a
no
food
no
truck
alcohol, no smoking tonight. We're gonna go out for drinks after, so you can
Sure.
come join us.
Yeah.
And then Nail Creek
Buy us drinks.
is a bar.
Buy us
so.
drinks. Buy us drinks.
Go Pioneers. Also, Sarah Flick is saying you could have sold more, but Joe was in charge of the merch. Talking about
Oh,
Showtime back
Joe
in the
the
day.
Joe the roadie.
Hi, Sarah.
Or
Hi,
Joe, your roadie. Oh, I
Joe,
thought she was
our
talking
roadie.
about Joe Rossi.
No,
Yeah, no.
Joe,
Oh,
our roadie.
all right.
You remember Joe, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
He'll
yeah.
be there tonight.
All right, cool. Hey, it's going to
Hopefully
be
he's
a
not in
reunion
charge of
tonight.
merch for you guys.
It's gonna be a reunion.
He's in charge of him and his girlfriend.
And then we got a couple comments over on Twitch. Polar Knights is saying, "Sweet Jesus, this is the perfect evolution of beards," and he's right.
It really is. Yeah, it really is.
We go from shit to me to Miller, then to Dom, then Justin, and then over. You're Grand Poobah. Beards, bro.
My
You
beard,
are.
that's the
Listen,
longest
I've
my
had-
beard ever got right
I've
there.
had the beard so long that it was not cool when I had a big beard.
Same here.
People are like, shave that thing off your face. I'm like, fuck you. Now these same people are like, dude, how do you get your beard so cool?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't do nothing.
Yeah, all you gotta do is nothing. That's why I have a beard.
You know why I
I'm
grew a
lazy as
beard?
fuck.
You know why I grew a beard? I was clean shaven. Matt Wagner, everybody knows Matt
Yeah.
Wagner, right? Matt Wagner, I went over to Green Onion because we lived right next door. So I walked over to Green Onion one night. Him and Jan are in there, and his beard is like down to here.
Yeah, he had a
And I
good-
went to my wife. I go, man, that beard is fucking awesome. And it was before beards were cool. You know what I mean? But he had this beard, and it was so perfect. And she's like, you should grow a beard. And I'm like, last time I tried to grow a beard, I had patches here and here, which is like
All Joe Dirt.
24. You know? Yeah, like that. She goes, well, just try it. If it doesn't work, screw it. So I
Now
grew a
look
beard.
at you.
Now
Well,
look at
So
you.
proud of you.
Well, honest to God, my beard, the longest it's ever been was your length right there. I had a beard that long.
How much Just for Men do you use on a daily basis?
I don't use anything.
You brush it in. Don't
You
fucking
will.
lie.
Son
I
of a
swear to
bitch.
Oh,
God,
you
I,
will.
I swear to God,
You will.
I never once used
I don't.
color in my
I
beard.
now
I like the salt and pepper look.
Yeah, I would kill for that. I get usually the gray grows in, and I get one long hair that sticks out to here, and my wife will pull it out.
Yeah,
for
so
me.
that's the thing. Like now, I've passed over the gray, and I'm going straight white.
Straight to white, baby.
Like I'm not salt and pepper anymore. I'm just super salty. super salty, a little touch of pepper.
You're like bleach and pepper right now.
Yeah, I'm a mess.
Yeah.
Couple more comments over there on Twitch. Finally, an OCD-friendly podcast. Thank you, Polar Knights. And he's also saying he loves listening to pre-internet generation talk about the good old days. And,
for sure.
It's something we talk about a lot here on Local Music
Absolutely.
Monday. The whole album generation
Yeah.
versus Spotify generation, and like how you're involved with the album, and you get wrapped up into it. Like you said, put the headphones on, you read the liner notes, and that's.
But I
what
mean,
it's all
vinyls
about.
are so expensive these days that, like, really, if you
Well, it's
came out with
expensive
an
to
album,
print,
you'd be able to
too.
press like 30. You know what I mean? Like because there's probably 30 of your fans that would spend the money, because you'd have to charge like
Pretty
$40.
much all of them.
Yeah,
You'd
that's
have to
what-
charge like $40
Yeah, I'm
for a
looking
vinyl.
at now my next album.
Yeah, I mean,
gonna try to
am I
put out
right
on
though? You'd have
vinyl,
to
but-
charge like $40. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
I mean-
I think there's 30 fans for people. There's. I think all of us have more than 30 fans.
Well, you know,
I mean,
one
but,
of the things that you
We'll
bring
see
up an
tonight.
interesting idea. Yeah, we'll see tonight.
oh,
I
you
took,
guys are in for a treat. I'm telling you right now.
So I took the all of the eight before all the ADATs died, because they all have died a slow death. And you used to, for people at home that don't know what an ADAT is, it's literally a VHS tape that you could put 40 minutes of music on.
Yep.
I believe I have all of the original stems of all of our records. I ripped off the ADAT into Pro Tools, so like we could go
awesome.
back and actually, like, let's use Bang as an example, right?
Sure.
Like, we could actually make that sound probably good, and like maybe that's a vinyl.
Well, you
thing.
could remix it and
You could
stuff.
remix
Yeah.
it. Yeah, you could remix
Let's
it.
do a remastered
You know?
Bang. I mean, like put out a new EP and then remaster
We
Bang.
were sitting here going, you know what? There's some good songs on that. No one
Sure.
ever heard it. You know?
No one ever heard it. And I mean, if you think about how many songs of that we're playing tonight, we're playing Joan Jett, Middle of My City.
Middle of the City. We're playing.
That might be that. London
London
Time.
Time.
Middle
Yeah,
of
I
the
mean,
city. Which one's that?
that's
Oh,
gonna-
jeez.
See, that's
Here
the
we
thing.
go.
We call them different things.
We have
like,
different
all right.
names.
But
for-
this is the album generation thing,
So
right?
this album never
we're
came
gonna,
out.
We're gonna come up with clever titles for stuff.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do track lists, and this got to
Yeah.
lead into this. Like, you spend time on that
Yeah,
stuff.
So
What
this
order are we
this
gonna
album
put
never
these
came
in?
out.
No, it did, but we ran like 100 CDRs,
we just
and it just
right,
had
that's
the
what you're
Nixon
saying,
on
yeah,
front
yeah.
of it, and that was it. And
that
that
was
was like,
it.
was it.
So I want to ask you guys a question. Let's go back. I want to go back to where this started, which is Miller's Mills.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thanks for
and
bringing that up.
that was a road, correct? Or
It's a village.
it's
It's a
somewhere.
village.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a
I think
hamlet.
Gridley Page is a
It's
road.
a hamlet. Gridley Page was a road.
Yeah.
Miller's
Miller's
Mills
is a hamlet.
is a hamlet outside of Cedarville,
They have
New
a
York.
big ice cream festival there every
Yep,
year.
exactly.
No,
It's an ice festival.
cutting.
They
Ice
cut the
cutting.
ice.
No,
festival.
ice
They make
cream.
ice
too.
cream.
Ice
He's
cream
right.
festival
It's an ice.
because-
They do the ice cutting, and
They
then
do the ice cutting.
that's in the wintertime, and
Right.
then
In
that
summertime, they get it.
Exactly,
They take it from
take
the
the
barn
ice.
that they store in,
Yep.
and they shave it down and make ice cream.
exactly.
sick.
Yeah.
He's right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is super cool. It's a great festival.
Not getting off topic, but Miller's Mills. Let's go back to like how old were you guys when you guys started Miller's Mills?
This
like
I was like,
the first memory that I have is New York Mills High School band, band practice. Miller played saxophone, and I was a drummer, so I was right behind where the saxophones were lined up. And I heard him start playing the riff to Ants Marching on his saxophone.
really
so I
clever.
start tapping on the snare drum. And I think we kind of locked eyes. We're like, we got to jam. We got to, like...
That's all I
and-
could do, by the way. I was not a good saxophone player.
And it just sort of blossomed from there. And we had another high school buddy, Bill, that the three of us got together and started playing. And,
Bill wrote
I was the
songs.
roadie.
really?
he was
I
the
was the
original.
original.
roadie.
It was a
roadie for them.
three-piece. It was
So
it was
crazy.
two guitars and drum. We were just like the White Stripes.
The first
but
gig
20 years earlier.
Yeah, the first gig we ever played, I love telling this story. The first gig we ever played was a place called the Adirondack Coffee Company, which was in Clinton.
I remember that.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And
Yeah.
I harassed the owner for months.
Get out, you.
Yeah, right.
No
I
way.
was,
Don't believe it.
I was all over. I was like, you got to let us play. We're going to bring a ton of people, which we did. We had one of these old custom bass amps that we used as our PA.
It's my Uncle Kevin's
Right?
bass amp.
Sunburst,
Custom
right?
K-U-S-T-O-M.
No, it wasn't even a Sunburst. It was a custom.
Custom.
Custom
Custom, yeah.
K-U-S-T-O-M.
And I won't say we were paid. I was paid with a slice of raspberry pie. That's what we walked out of that gig with. We
You
no
didn't share
money.
it though, did
They
you?
were
took
so
payment
pissed at
in
us too.
pie?
'Cause
I
we
took
were so
payment in
loud.
pie. That was the that was.
You were loud with a custom bass amp?
we
He
were
was playing a drum set in Adirondack Coffee
true.
Company.
Oh,
but
right.
listen, it was standing room only. We had 50, 60 people in that place.
How could they not pay you though?
And they
Like,
didn't
that's
pay us a
ridiculous.
thing.
We opened up for Howie Day once.
I
Remember?
wouldn't pay.
That was the
Wait,
first.
what?
That was
Yeah,
the
we
first
played with Howie
show
Day at
ever
Hamilton
with
College.
Jay
You guys,
Schmidt.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that was awesome, dude. It was awesome.
We were still Miller's Mills.
I think he was dating
Yeah.
Britney Spears at the time, wasn't he?
No, this was
No,
pre-Britney.
it was pre-Britney.
Free Britney?
Yeah, because
You see her showing her tits all over the internet now?
Man, he dodged a bullet on that one, didn't he?
yeah, but he got
Dude,
in.
he got
in
in,
and
like,
he got
right-
out.
Yeah.
Right at the right
He's
time.
got
in.
his own problem. Yeah, Howie had his own problems.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, we were asked
Sick
to play.
version of 41 he did though.
Yeah, he's
had a
got
really
a lot.
sick
Like
version
he
of
was
41.
good when
He
he
was
did
great.
the solo. Like he was really good early on with the looping and stuff. Before like looping
Yes.
pedals were a thing,
Yes.
using those DD
I remember that, yeah.
pairs of them, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
we got asked to do it at Hamilton College, and
Jay
it
had
was.
just joined the band.
I think was it your first gig?
It was my first gig.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
wow.
We played "Pour Some Sugar on Me" opening
did
up
we
for
God,
Helen
did we
Hunt.
really?
Really?
We swear
Oh,
to God, we
God.
did. It was absolutely
Yuck.
horrible. And
Jay did it on a
unfortunately-
dulcimer, didn't he?
Probably. And I think I actually have that on CD somewhere too.
But it was a trip because we got. It was one of those. You've probably been. You guys, you did some corporate gigs, right? In your
Us?
day, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we've never had people offer to carry our stuff and like
It's
feed
amazing,
us.
isn't it?
I was like, this.
Our
is
first showroom
living.
gig we did. Our
Yeah, it was
first showroom gig we
crazy.
did. We had all the stagehands come out and want to carry our stuff, and we're like, okay.
It was
do we do?
awesome. And then
What do we do?
got-
And they're like,
got
let's
done
show
with
it.
the-
Let me show you to your dressing room. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
And we got done with the set, and I think we sold like 60 records. Or like
Yeah.
60,
Yeah.
It was like we sold a ton of records, and people were like, "Where are you from?" We're like, "Down the road. We're just from down the road." It was
Yeah.
it was awesome, and he was great. Like he was really good, but he was
Yeah.
in and out. Like he
Yeah.
came late, like showed up, played, and like he's gone.
Yep.
I think the first time I saw you guys, you played at Frankfurt Days in Frankfurt.
Oh my God, yeah.
We played anywhere.
You played,
man.
you played, and the whole reason why I have no idea why we were off, because we're always booked, and you guys were always booked at that time, and you guys were played everywhere.
We very rarely were. Well, we were able to come see you a lot more than you were able to come see
yeah,
us.
but I saw you guys at Frankfurt Days, and you guys played 41, and I just like 41.
Playing
Number
it Saturday.
I don't want to talk about it unless you play it tonight. I don't want to talk about
No,
it.
we can't
wait,
play
now,
it tonight.
wait. Who's getting married?
It's our friend Marty.
Tell him to
who's
fuck
getting
off.
married. And
You got shit to do, bro.
I wish I could do that.
Why don't they get married at Nail Creek? I'm a reverend.
He is. He can marry him.
I can marry them there, and then they can jam out with the Reuben James.
I would rather them jam out to the Chase. But no, the point is though is
Frankfurt
that
Days.
number 41 is my favorite Dave Matthews Band song. I've never, I've never had a better Dave Matthews song for me than number 41. It just means a lot. And the very first song, I literally walked into Frankfurt Days and you guys were playing it, and I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. There's guys that actually share the same love for Dave Matthews and I. Because we all did, like in the
There's
beginning.
one guy in the band that shares love for Dave Matthews. The rest of them just go
No,
along with
I
it.
like Dave.
You're
I
right.
like
You're
Dave.
right.
I like
But-
early Dave Matthews. So early Dave Matthews was good. Like I can't deal with him now. I can't do it. I won't go see it. I just it's
Just please don't refer to him as Dave. Like you're not friends with him. Okay. Just I can't.
well, I always say Dave
those-
Matthews
That's
is
like,
DMV.
that's like people who have a sports
People
team
are
and
like,
say,
I'm going to
it's
see
us.
Dave this weekend.
We.
Oh, David Lee Roth. Who are you going to see? What Dave? David Letterman? Who? What Dave? Dave who?
DMB.
I know so many Daves.
Just DMV
you know?
or Dave Matthews Band. It's like
Yeah.
whatever. I always say Dave
Well,
Matthews Band. You know.
yeah.
His fans refer to him as just Dave, and like
I
you're
mean,
not friends with him.
I'll go.
He's not sure.
I'll say I'm going to see Dave if he's by himself.
Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
with that one-
or Dave and Tim
That
when
was
it's him
awesome.
and Tim
I
Reynolds.
saw Dave and Tim and Cornell.
Yeah, man.
That was awesome.
They're great. Like honest to God,
They're
like for a
good.
duo. I mean, like
Dude,
really,
they're
Dave,
great. They're
Dave
still
Matthews
great.
doesn't really do anything. Tim Reynolds he just
Oh,
steals the show. He's such an
phenom.
incredible guitarist. But anyway, getting off track. But when I saw you guys there, I was floored. I'm like, it's not an easy song by them by any means. The bridge coming into that the G to the F sharp, that whole thing, that drum beat. It's not an easy part.
Yeah,
And
I
you
think-
were nailing it though. You were hitting it like it
What-
needed to be.
I think one thing that we did really from the get-go was we wanted to play original music. We wanted to write music. We wanted to formulate kind of a sound to the band, but we also knew that we were going to get the people that wanted to hear Sweet Home Alabama
Oh, God,
and
remember
freaking
that?
What I Got and every all those songs. And I
Welcome
think
to
we
every
were cool
freaking
with,
show we all play.
we were kind of cool with just saying, all right, we'll throw in a couple of covers. But then what we did was we started playing these obscure covers
Sure.
that people would come up to us and be like, "That Evening Gown song is awesome."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's not ours; it's a cover.
Sure.
And so, but
We got to figure number 41 was never released.
But we never tried to play it like Dave Matthews Band.
Thank you.
We never tried to play it that way. And then
No.
when Jay joined, and he finally got like the opportunity to do a solo.
Sure.
Like we're like, Jay, we're just gonna play the tune, and you just go and do
Yeah.
what you do.
That's my favorite part of the whole. Like, we played it the other day when we got together, and it was
Definitely.
just. It's like, okay, let's get through the song part so Jake
Sure.
can just rip.
Yeah.
I mean, the song is great.
You know?
Like the first time I ever heard the song was I was on 11th grade government trip to Boston, and no 10th grade. Sorry, because
I love that you remember this like your first kiss.
It was
He
like
remembers
no.
everything.
I do,
He
no,
does. He
dude,
remembers
I got-
as much alcohol as he drinks. He remembers everything.
So-
It blows me away.
And like it was 1996. Crash had just come out, and I was listening to it. And we left at like 5 in the morning. You know what I mean, to Boston. And so like we're driving down the road, and all of a sudden at like sunrise, the sun starts coming up, and number 41 starts playing. It's the first time I'd ever heard the song, and like you hear the sax, whip, 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 and then you
Yeah,
come and
yeah.
see, and the sun comes up, and the freaking it just everything lights up. It was a magical moment for me. It really was, and like I'm not ashamed to say it. It really was. It was.
Should be, but
I should be, but I'm not. I mean, because, like, think about yourself. You know, you're 16 years old. You're trying to find yourself as a human. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the song
like,
mapped to a moment.
it did. It mapped to a
Right.
moment. Exactly, Ryan. Thank you. It mapped to a moment, and it literally, like, I waited forever for Dave Matthews to come out with another song that did the same thing as 41 did for me.
Well, you
It
gotta be
wasn't
on a
until
bus on
Gray
your way to
Street.
Boston.
Gray Street.
Gray Street was the only other song that did that for me was Gray Street.
So Jay did some of that with like I remember he was like, you got to listen to Tom Waits, and I was like,
Tom Waits, yeah.
I don't know if I can handle it.
I
was
can't
like,
do it.
I don't like this. And then I was like, oh my god, this is the greatest music I've ever heard in my entire life. You know, and so you get those kind of pivotal things. And
sure.
I think Tom Waits. For me, it's like Tom Waits, Ani DeFranco. Like we named my daughter Ani after Ani DeFranco.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, you know, and like
you got to add Bob Dylan in there and
Dylan?
Neil Young because
Yeah.
like lyrically,
yeah.
musically, I mean, like I can't stand the way Neil Young plays guitar. I can't stand it for the life of me. I think I listen to live stuff and he's playing like when we did Keep On Rocking in the Free Road.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Reuben
yeah,
time.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
awesome because you and I were both soloing.
Yeah.
You know, it was cool. But you listen to Neil Young play it live and it's like,
Yeah.
it's like the same note over and over again. I'm like, dude, like just hire a fucking lead guitar player and have him play a solo.
He doesn't
Like,
have to. He's Neil
Just-
Young.
well,
he's
just-
Neil Young,
Just
exactly.
a little side note. I was driving this morning. I actually caught a Dana Carvey interview on Howard Stern. And he's going through all of these like old impressions that he used to do.
Sure.
And he's like, you know when I figured out how to do the church lady's voice is when I heard what we were just talking
Neil
about.
Young,
Neil
man.
Young. I heard Neil Young sing, and I'm like,
OCD
Well, you're talking
podcast.
about Jared with
I'm
his
like,
brain cells.
I'm like, he's like, I realized that the church lady had to talk exactly like Neil Young. and now when you think back, you're like, oh my God, he really did sound like Neil Young.
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
I got a bunch more comments I got to talk. There's
Yeah,
a
dude.
bunch lining up over here. Devin Mahoney saying
Yeah.
he thinks you guys should play one more show at the
The
Uptown
Uptown.
Theater and
Devin-
then retire.
Oh, yeah.
Let's figure out.
Don't
how to make
retire.
it
Don't
happen.
ever retire. Stop it.
That I'll do.
Let's figure it
Stop.
out.
No retirement.
People support the Uptown Theater. They need the help out there. So if you can make a donation, go to
Yes.
uptowntheater.org.
UTCANY.org.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
knew you knew.
I'm on the board.
I
Full
know.
disclosure.
I know this.
Uptown Theater?
All right,
Yeah,
now I
that's
got to
great,
get to
dude.
all the Jeff Moyer comments. There's a lot of them, all right? He's blowing it up today. He says anything Justin says is bullshit.
Oh, let me just say, Jeff bought a $450 tuba to play with Gridley Page, and they got rained out.
Under the page.
No, Gridley Page.
Oh, that's right. They got
He
rained
didn't
out,
show
yes.
up at the end of the Page show.
Gotcha.
Gridley Page, he was supposed to play bass, but he bought a $450 tuba. And I'm sure Molly is like freaking out right now, going, "Dude, you didn't even play the tuba."
Wait.
You
This
play
guy
all
can
of
play
them.
anything.
I don't think Molly will freak out. I mean, I think she knows Jeff at this point, and
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
I've
but
never known a
you
gear
missed-
hound more than
Jeff will
Jeff.
sell it for $550.
Yeah, exactly.
He will absolutely do that. But let me tell you, he literally did Roll with the Changes. I don't know if you guys saw this. He did Roll with the Changes on the tuba.
great.
Okay, with REO Speedwagon, right? He's at work and he's playing Rolling the Changes like on tuba, right? And Molly chimes in and she's like, "What the fuck? What are you doing at work? I thought you were working. I'm sitting here taking care of the kids and you're supposed to be working." And she's just letting into him. I'm like, yes.
That was a classic
Yes.
video. Classic video. Jeff is also saying he had a beard and the hair was straight like Chinese pubes. And he's also saying, I remember the band's Miller Mills. He ran a 5K there. He no longer runs 5Ks. They do have a 5K there during the
do.
ice cream
Yep.
social.
I could
Jeff did our Miller's Mills record.
Well,
We
I
went-
was just
Did
about
he?
to say,
He did.
Time spent
Yeah.
speeding.
we literally record. Miller and I would get drive all the way to wherever the hell
Madison. He lived in
Madison,
Madison.
and we would play this. We would record this record, and like Jeff was an infinitely better musician than anybody in the band. And I can remember watching him at the board, and I could sense what he was thinking. Like, I could play this whole record myself.
And what he was
20
thinking is,
times
just let
better
me do this.
than
Just let me
all
do
these
this.
I remember doing some of the bass tracks for that, and he's like, he grabs the bass, he's like, just do this. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
not gonna happen, bro. Not
Jeff
gonna
is
happen.
one of the most talented individuals in the entire area that doesn't play.
Hey,
Well, he's got those cars he's got to take care of.
Not only that, but he's got 2 beautiful children. I
Yeah,
mean, like,
you know,
honest to
that's-
God, those
that's
kids
besides
and that business that
Wow.
that he took, that his father and him
Yeah,
built together,
yeah.
and he's taken it
the
infinitely
next level.
beyond.
Trailer place, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
infinitely beyond, and he's got a beautiful family,
Yeah.
and to be that talented on top of it, on top of
makes you
being an
sick.
incredible businessman, it makes me
Jeff,
physically ill.
let me know if you still got that Champagne Ludwig kit. That champagne
Are
sparkle
you
Ludwig
kidding
kit
me?
that was
He
from
sold that
Rock.
4 years ago.
Who's got it? I want it. I want to buy. I need to buy it.
I told Jeff
hilarious.
I sold him my PRS. I go, before you sell this, I said, let me know so I could buy it back. He sold it.
Justin has his Joe Rossi glasses on. Justin Rossi. That's
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And he's saying that moment's in your spank bank.
Wait, he said
moment
I
you're
replaced
so-
all of Bill's parts with Ryan's dad. Ron Miller was Dad's partner.
Yeah, my dad was
Yeah.
Jeff's dad's business
Yep,
partner.
that's how we ended up meeting
Yeah.
him. Really, was
Yeah.
via that. Yep.
Incredible.
Miller's Mills.
Dom, he said the kit's gone.
Kit's gone. He sold it for
gone.
$6,500, but he'll sell it to you for $7,500.
Right.
He'll go find it.
He'll go
He
find
was
tells
the
me
first-
every time I post gear, he's like, I'll give you $100 for it.
That's not enough.
There's a couple things I want to bring up. Number one, the day we shot that video with the red hat ladies. Yes,
By the
do you
way,
remember that?
Rainbow came up to us today. We were just leaving Jay's the rehearsal space. And he's like, "I'm playing with you guys tonight." I'm like, I don't
no,
think so,
you're not.
Rainbow.
No, you're not.
He's like, "Just one song." I'm like, I don't think so.
Not at Levitt.
So continue.
But we were shooting that video. It was a commercial that
Yeah.
we did a promo. I think maybe it was your album release party or
Yeah,
something.
It was on you. It's on YouTube. I've watched
Yeah.
it. I've
And
seen.
you were working at the TV station
Yeah.
at the time, and you had this whole idea that was good. Well, actually, I don't think you had an idea. It just had me and my buddy Tom, the little guy Tom, hanging out, and then all of a sudden, the Red Hat Lady Club comes walking out of the diner across the street, and we're like, "Come on in our video!
We gotta be in the video."
waved them on. They're like, "You gotta be in our video. You gotta be in our video." And they did, and then we did kind of a little ripoff
Yeah.
of their No Pretty Girls on
on
Genesee
Genesee,
Street. And we're standing around in a circle, like singing "There Ain't No Pretty
Yeah.
Girls on Genesee Street" with
Yeah.
the Red Hat Lady Club or whatever the hell you want to refer to them as. And when Miller comes walking over, he's like, "Great song, dude." And he gives a buck in the little tip jar hat that we had. And that was a fun video. You
was
can
fun.
still find that on
Now,
YouTube.
that gig, the guy that what's his name? The guy that was in the spot with us,
Tom.
Tom.
Yep.
Didn't he pass out on the EC bar the night we played? I think it was that night. He got so drunk that he literally laid on the bar and passed out cold.
Wait. Disclosure. That's Z's blackout days. Just letting you know he doesn't remember any of that.
Oh, yeah.
If you say it happened, it happened.
It happened, man.
I got you, brother.
But I
got
don't
you.
remember.
I
Correct,
got you.
Justin. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Especially
Always
the
got my
Reuben
back.
James were playing. He's like, I'm just gonna get drunk. I'm gonna get
Didn't we all?
I want to hear this crap.
Oh, God. So, quick Rainbow story. We played at Lucan's last Saturday, and Rainbow got up and he had his trumpet. I don't mind when Rainbow has a guitar because we can play over it.
Yeah.
He's got his trumpet, right? And I'm like,
He's got a
shit.
trumpet now?
Oh, yeah, he's got
People
a
are buying-
People
people are
buy him
He's bringing
everything,
his
you know?
sax tonight. I was
Oh,
like, I
like
don't
literally,
know,
if
man.
I wrote on Facebook right now, Rainbow got beat up and his guitar got ruined, like 5 people would give him a guitar. So
Yeah,
whatever.
it's true.
But anyway, so he comes up and now, mind you, I love Rainbow, but Rainbow's mean.
He can be.
Sorry, Rainbow's mean.
He can be.
He will not come to the D anymore because something happened
He
there.
rock-starred me.
Yeah, he won't. Yeah, he
I
rock
still go out great with him, but he won't come in because he doesn't want to talk about himself. He'd rather perform.
Right.
But
We
I want to
did-
get down to the.
We want to get down to the nitty gritty,
Who
right?
he is.
So we, Dick Smith, for example, Rainbow used to come in. We used to do the Rainbow theme song. Rainbow, Rainbow. Right, we used to do that thing like that. After like 6 months of doing it, Rainbow comes in and he goes, I want to do a different song. And we're like, and Sean pipes up and he goes, no, that's your song. Like people come here to see that song. You know, he's like, no, I don't do that song. He goes, well, if you don't want to do that song, you can leave. Rainbow walked out the door, didn't come back for a year.
He rockstar.
A whole year he rockstar.
And he holds a grudge too.
He does.
He does.
But
He holds a
so-
grudge.
Now he's definitely pissed at Jose because we played Saturday night and we start our first song. I mean, I'm all fine with Rainbow standing in front of the stage and blowing trumpet, whatever the fuck he's gonna do. Give us like 2 songs to get into it, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? But first song, right? We start the first song and up he goes, bleep, 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 right? 2 songs in, he's still going. Okay. Finally, Jose's like, all right, Rainbow. Rainbow turns around and looks at him like this. And he goes, time to move along. He goes, ugh. Grabs his trumpet. Out the door he goes. I'm
Right.
like, oh, great.
He's
I gotta
entitled now.
Deal with this.
He's
Dude,
famous.
I used to drive him home once in a
I
while.
did too.
We
Yep.
all have.
And he
Yep.
said something incredibly profound to me one night. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. It must have been after the EC. And he won't take the guitar off to get in
Right.
the car.
You got to get in the car with the guitar,
I
right?
get in the guitar, and the head of the guitar is like this. It's blocking my view driving, but he's got the guitar, and he said, you know, sometimes I think that all the good songs have already been written, and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that too, Rainbow.
Dude,
Sometimes.
every single time
like,
that
oh.
that man has been in my car, he doesn't talk like that. Like he talks completely normal
Yeah.
and legit is one of the smartest people I've ever encountered in my life. Hands down. I'm gonna ride
Wise,
like I used
wise.
Wise.
Yeah, let's go wise.
Wise. We'll go wise. Okay, we'll go wise. But like every time it's always I'm in South Utica at Price Chopper. Give me a ride to Noise Street. Okay, so I got to give him a ride to Noise because of course I'm on my way to Dick Smith's. It's Thursday, you know. So I give him a ride down there, or whatever, But in the meantime, as we're going down, he just says all these like it's almost like Confucius says.
Yeah, it's like
You
the
know,
Tao of Winnie the
Rainbow
Pooh, right?
says. It literally he just says these things, and you're like.
Experienced.
Yeah.
Am I-
Experienced, yeah.
Am I sitting next to the same person I think I am right now?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I have to disinfect my car like for 2 days after this, but okay.
Well, that's
I'll
the
deal with
thing.
it.
I think with anybody, he's not the most neat person
No.
that you've ever seen.
Clean.
But
The thing that kills me
once
about him,
you
though,
get-
Dom.
once you get through that,
Sure.
and you recognize like this dude's been around.
Oh, yeah.
He's
He's
seen
a
a lot of
beautiful
shit.
soul. He's a beautiful
He
soul.
is. He
and
is.
I've never seen him. He's never approached me without a huge smile on his
Oh
face.
yeah, me too. Same thing. And he remembers
hey buddy,
you.
hey buddy,
Hey,
how
buddy.
you doing?
Yeah.
Sing me happy birthday.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
how
loves
many
life.
times?
He goes,
Yeah,
hey Josh, you got a
you know?
guitar pick? I go, yeah, I got one for you. Whatever. But like, you have to understand that like. So many people think that he's homeless. He's not homeless. He has a home.
Yep.
Okay. He goes home every night.
And he's at
He
OTB every day.
He chooses to be where he is right now. That's what he chooses. Okay. So you don't need to buy him food. You don't need to give him money. He does what he does because he wants to.
Yeah.
Okay. But at the same time, if he asks you for a ride, give him a ride. What the hell? You know what I
he's
mean? It's not
harmless.
like
He's harmless.
like you
Yeah.
might actually get some
harmless.
wise
Yeah.
shit spoken to you. But I mean, like. I wish to God that people didn't blow him up in his head. Like they literally
Yeah, they
talk,
do.
like let him
Yeah,
do
yeah.
whatever. Showtime will not let him come near us. No way. I won't do it. I just won't do
Rockstars
it.
They want to know if the Rainbow will be at the concert tonight. I'm sure he
he
will
told
be.
me
He'll
he's
be
gonna
there.
be there, but I feel bad because I think we got 1 hour.
Don't do it,
We've
man.
been
Don't
timing
do
to
it.
58 minutes, man.
Don't
Let's
do it.
Save it for Nail Creek.
Great
Great
out,
idea.
great out.
Yeah. And then also
Yeah.
Mary Fesha says you want to make a Chinese baby. Did any of you guys know Rainbow when he had the hamster?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
And the
I
bucket.
remember
right?
that. Yep.
He had the hamster. He used
Yeah.
to put it in his front pocket and do
Come
duets
on.
with it.
Yeah.
Dude, it was-
He'd put the
that's
mic
what
right-
made. He used to put
Yeah.
up. What? So when you pet the back of the hamster, it make a noise going. Boah, boah, boah. So,
Shut up.
Yeah. So he
Yeah,
used to
I
do
remember
open
this.
mic at the Devereaux, right? He'd wheel up his shopping cart full of busted up instrument and a broken down toilet seat and whatever, and he'd wheel it up there and he'd go through his thing.
Yeah.
"Bah!" and throw that. "Bah!" and throw that. Then this one particular night, he's like, "I'd like to bring up a guest star," and he whips out a fucking hamster hamster out of his front pocket, and and he puts it up against the microphone, and he's like, "Bah, bah, 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 bah." So he would bring this hamster out with him, and he named it Rainbow Bright. That was the name of the pet hamster, right? He would bring this hamster out with him, and then one day I'm like, Rainbow, what happened to the hamster? He goes, oh, I don't know. I think that the landlord set a trap for him. He didn't have it in a cage, bro. He let it run loose in the house. He had no cage for the thing. Is that crazy? He goes, yeah, I think my landlord killed it. I'm like, you ate him. Stop lying, you ate them.
Oh, dude, that's great.
Oh, but you guys got to get going, though. You guys get ready for loadout and load in.
I think there's just enough time to go grab a pint somewhere and then go load in, you know?
So that's tonight at Levitt, which is, how do you say the name?
Copernic Park.
Copernic Park.
Right across the street from
317 Genesee Street.
I got to give a shout out to Michelle Truitt, too. I know we mentioned her earlier, but what she's doing with Levitt is amazing. She brings it in year in and year out, and what she's doing is awesome. She's got a great staff.
And she promotes it.
Yes.
Like, perfectly.
She does.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, she crushes the promotion.
She does.
Yeah.
And then also, you guys are playing Saturday night at Nail Creek. What time's that start? 7?
7 o'clock.
7-ish,
Outside. The weather's going to be beautiful. Come on out. Bring the family and just kind of hang out.
I don't think there's a cover.
No, there usually isn't a cover right now.
No cover.
Yeah.
Just come out. Have a couple beers with us.
Yeah.
Boo us. Throw shit at us. Whatever you want to do.
So, Dom, you staying in town all week?
Oh, no.
No, you're going home tonight?
No. Yeah, I'm on like a 24-hour... You know, I got to get out of town.
Yeah.
I'm wanted.
If you were in Utica in like the mid-aughts, like there are going to be people you know that I'm shocked at how many people are like driving from out of town to come. Like it's crazy.
It's
like when you did the EC reunion.
Yeah.
Like that with Peter Prince. I was like, oh my god, I haven't seen these people in forever. Like it was so cool. You know?
It was.
I
Cool.
literally took the night off tonight.
Yeah, I know you
I did, and like it's not like a big thing to you guys, but it's a big thing for me because
He never has the night
literally Tuesday's the only night I have off, and my wife, like I said, I have to tell this to people because it's usually me that's like, honey, you want to go to this or whatever, but she goes, Reuben and James are getting back together. I go, what? She goes, yeah, Reuben and James are getting back together. I go, what's the date? And I literally blocked it off in my calendar so I could be here because, honest to God, you guys are 4 of the most beautiful people I've ever met in my life, and I'm thankful that I get to be here for the show.
This is great.
I literally am thankful to be here at the show.
I want to go around the room really quick.
Yeah.
Ryan Miller, Thinkubator, plug it. Everything you're doing. You got the podcast as well.
Yeah. Podcast is Rust Belt Startup, Thinkubator, Elevator Pitches. I help startups start up. I help startups start up. Yeah, that's
exactly.
it. Right?
Yes.
That's it.
You're doing a great thing,
Thanks,
man,
man,
and you're helping a lot of people, man. And I think what you're doing is wonderful.
Thank you.
And keep shining, keep continue success and nothing less. I wish for you, my
Thanks,
friend.
Man.
And I'd love to get you on the podcast to do a one-on-one where we don't have all these mouths with us.
Anytime. You let me know. We'll get
and you, brother. Dom, you want to promote something? You got anything you want to talk about?
I have absolutely zero life.
My name, Dom. I live in Rochester.
I live alone. I have a dog, and that's all I got.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Talk about your dog. Like, what's going on with your dog? What kind of dog is it?
My dog is a golden retriever.
Oh, I love
Right now, my mom's watching him.
Okay.
Hi, Mom.
So she's
Your mom's a saint.
Lord knows what that dog is doing right now. He ate a corn cob a couple of weeks ago. Like he literally
Goldens will eat anything.
He literally ate a half-eaten corn cob right off the table, swallowed it. And I'm thinking, you little asshole, like what are you doing? And then my brother-in-law Googles it and he's like, you got to bring the dog to the vet like right now.
Oh my
So
God.
it's a Sunday night. I'm driving the dog to the emergency room. I'm like, this is what I signed up for. And they made him puke it up, and it's all good now.
There's nothing wrong with that. My Golden ate an entire fucking thing of onions. Okay?
That's not good.
Not even kidding. No, onions are not good for
Not
dogs,
good,
right?
no.
Oh, she just had diarrhea for a couple of days. She was good, right?
Oh, my God.
2 weeks later, she ate a whole bushel of corn on the cob. All she had was silk hanging out of her mouth. Guess what? She was fine.
Yeah, and he probably would have
The dog
been.
lived like 15 years.
Yeah. Just
Anyway.
Onions.
All right, back around the room. Jared,
Yep,
if you
sorry.
guys need a phenomenal mechanic, Jared's your man. Pazdek Automotive over there in New York Mills.
Word.
You got anything else you want to promote? Just go check him out. If you need your car work
I
done,
can fix your shit.
Promote your beard.
I can
He
fix
can.
your
Gives
shit.
beard
I know
lessons.
firsthand.
Beard lessons.
Oh yeah, that's most people can't afford them.
No, right.
Schnitt, what do you got to plug? You got any upcoming solo shows you want to talk about?
I got a ton coming
much
up.
time you
but,
got?
Yeah, right? Wait, hang on. We might need to have Jay in next Monday.
Yeah, I'll be all over the place. You can find out, Facebook, like me on Facebook. Find my stuff on Spotify, all that stuff. New record will be out soon.
Yeah.
ReubenJamesLeadGuitarPlayer.com.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Justin, where are you playing this week, bro?
So Thursday, I'm at One Jenny with the trio. Friday at Fratello's with the trio. Sunday at Station 233 with the trio.
Awesome. And we are all going to Levitt tonight.
Yes.
I'm excited.
We will
actually
all
get
be
to
there.
hang out for once.
Are you bringing?
Yes.
Are you wearing the wrestling mask?
No,
from the
man,
choke
I don't
slam?
believe-
No, but I'm gonna tell you guys this, okay? I am Z's bodyguard, so if you guys want autographs from Z, you got to come through me.
I'll do selfies, though.
Selfies are okay.
do autographs, but I will
$10 an
do
autograph,
selfies.
$5 a selfie.
You gotta
5
use your own
beans.
camera. Use your own camera.
5 beans. 5 beans.
There you go.
beans.
Thank you. You're
I got
Charlie
you.
Seeley now.
See?
I love it.
That's what it is.
Shout out to EJA Moving Services, Joey's at 307, Utica Coffee, my attorney Dave Longaretta, Saranac Brewery, Billy the Liquor Guy. I got Billy Liquor Guy shirt on right now. Go check out his book, Under Too Long. It's an amazing book about drugs and guns and bombs and infiltrating biker gangs. It's really, really good. You can check it out on Amazon and wherever you buy books. Also, shout out to ballwash.com.
Yeah, Ballsy.
If you guys want some nut rub, I'm your guy for nut rub. If you want some ball
Actually,
wash, I'm your guy for nut rub and ball wash. So
wanna say I'm your
ballwash.com. Use promo code members only
We
for
gotta hook up Don with some
15%
of that ball
discount.
rub.
Oh, yeah.
He needs it.
He'll
Anybody
take the
needs
used
it.
stuff. He doesn't care.
I got about a half a
You
bomb
got,
left.
you got extra?
I got about half a bomb left
Half
in
a
my
bomb.
car if you want to take it.
Reuben James, this has been great, man. This is a lot of
Love
fun.
you guys,
Great
man.
to reminisce and
Seriously.
see you guys and have a good time. And
Peace. See you tonight.
I'm really looking forward to tonight. And you guys, best of luck to you.
Tonight.
guys.
I hope
6
you're-
to 7. Let's do
I
this.
hope you remember the songs.
I got them all written down.
You guys have yourself a good day. If you're watching on Facebook, click the share button. Later.